Our original live-action titles, like the Caught in Traffic series and Complete Exhaustion, are available exclusively through Fangage. But in order to have live-action title purchasing power, you gotta click that join button and grab your channel membership. When you click the join button, you're gonna see me in video form along with a list of all the other perks that will come with your membership, such as ad-free early access viewing to all of our core videos like this one. If you're not looking to spend quite that much money though, you can always click the super thanks button and send us a smaller donation along with getting your comment highlighted. And as always, don't forget to click that thumbs up button and follow all of the other necessary steps in order to enable all notifications by clicking that bell. Thanks again and enjoy the video.
You got any duct tape, Mr. Jackson?
You bet.
She knew the tape was there.
Yeah, like...
Maybe she looked... All right, who's excited? Who's excited for ReKap 30? Wrap your white socks, strap into your chair, and get ready to go. This is an all-time favorite of many people, for sure. Obviously, we covered this. It was the main event of our mother-daughter week way back in 2018, right around the time Samantha and I were filming Adventures in Babysitting. This was... yeah, it's a very popular video of ours, very popular scene. First time around, not in the best quality like it is now. This was an HD recording, and yeah, it's the audio was actually the worst part in the original video in episode 240. Whoever I got that from, bad job with the audio. Some people even commented about it, but that's fixed here. This scene deserved a top-notch video and audio update with our custom editing, which it really didn't have too much of last time around. This was a lot of fun to make, probably one of my favorite edits I've done recently for sure. And yeah, so we're gonna dive right into it here, and then when we come back around on the other end, I'm gonna take a trip back to the Jackson house to host the rest of the commentary. So enjoy this. I'll see you in a few.
Casey? Penny?
Well, there are some things you don't want to discuss on the phone. You know, especially to somebody in jail. This goes back to that last job the three of us did together. Now, the laws claim that there was an extra shipment, $100 grand. Now, you might remember that Jimmy said he knew nothing about it. And since he's gonna be in there for a while yet, we figure we could make good use of that money. Invest it and such till he gets out.
I won't have anything to do with Jimmy's crap, Eddie.
Look, I'm still gonna need a couple of days. I could be down there on Saturday, like we said.
No funny stuff, right, Mr. Jackson?
No, Eddie, no funny stuff.
I thought I had till Saturday. I was supposed to meet you guys downstate.
We got tired of waiting. We thought we'd pay you a visit instead.
Actually, Eddie, it's a relief to see you.
Now we can get this whole thing over with.
Don't tell him anything, Yuli. They're full of crap.
Ain't shit peach, Eddie. Just like her mom.
You're assholes for what you did to my mom.
Are we listening now, Mr. Jackson?
We didn't do it all, honey. But we do know a thing or two.
Ferris, hurt any one of them, and you won't get a damn thing.
Leave it alone, Ferris. Now, Mr. Jackson, you can see that we have got to get Ferris's mind out of the gutter. Where's the money?
One of my bee yards.
The old truck cab out of the swamp. I used a silicone duct tape. Should be bone dry.
I'll have to take you in my pickup. You couldn't find it.
He's a coward.
Not with Ferris around, he's not. They'll come after the girls. They'll come after all of us.
You gotta get rid of him.
And I think we owe it all to Helen. Gracias, Helen. For letting the cat out of the bag. I had to find out. I had a right.
You're shit.
And now, Mr. Jackson, let's go. Ferris, stay put. We'll be back soon.
Can't do it, Eddie.
What do you mean you can't do it?
Well, like you said, Ferris needs distracting. He comes with us.
I'm just beat it out of him, Eddie. I don't like his uppity attitude.
Don't tell him anything, Yuli.
What the hell? Well, I'll go. Ferris, take care of the phone. You got any duct tape, Mr. Jackson?
Don't tell him anything, Yuli. They're full of crap.
You bet.
Your asshole's for
You don't have a TV?
It broke.
No TV. And no guns.
Who's the lady?
No one. She rents from us. Across the street. I'm sorry about this, Helen. I'm sorry about a whole lot of things.
Let's go, Mr. Jackson. Get that light.
Where's your car? Didn't notice it outside.
It's up behind Si's garage. We thought it'd be safer there.
Don't make me regret leaving you here, Miss Jackson.
I'll get a flashlight in the shop.
I got one in my car. Let's go. What the fuck are you doing?
Oh, the return spring. Don't worry, Eddie. You're not getting into trouble from me.
Fucking son.
Hi. How's it going? Can I help?
Is that?
What's going on, Buckshot? Helen! Casey! Helen! Casey! Helen?
I'm sorry about this, Helen. I'm sorry about a whole lot of things.
Let's go, Mr. Jackson. Get that light.
Keep your hands where I see them. That goes for you too back there, Miss Jackson.
You asshole.
Hey, big talk. You still got some sticky tape on them white socks.
You're full of crap.
Hey. You don't want any more of this, do you? Nah, she doesn't. She's had enough. Miss Jackson, Miss Biel, and Miss Zima and Miss Dunford had more than enough in this scene. It's actually incredible how much taping was done. Is this the most taping that's ever been done in a movie before? Or TV series? I can't think of any. Even, Turkish shows don't normally show quite that much. For an American drama movie, that's a lot of ducting on screen. My goodness. With the wraparound, her character kind of deserved it. She was a kind of a big mouth and had quite an attitude. Normally I don't really like the kind of sloppy multi-layer stuff. It didn't look too sloppy, but compared to Vanessa Zima and Christine Dunford, it was a little bit of a mess. I would have preferred it if they all three looked that good and a little more screen time. That's the thing. There's not even one clear shot of Biel's face clearly with the gag, other than when she's laying sideways on the ground, which I tried to show. I did what I could, and edited this the best way possible.
You're full of crap.
I'm not full of crap. I really did. Jeez, she's rude back there. In fact, here's a thought. You know what could have made this scene really impactful and really good and a lot better, actually? Here's the only thing I could think of. Imagine this. Yeah. If when Peter Fonda came into the house, Biel was already gagged. Already had a strip of duct tape over the mouth, sitting there in the chair, forced to sit there and wear it because she had gotten a big mouth prior to that. That would have been good. And then when Ferris was wrapping his arms around her, had she already been gagged while that was happening, and that whole time she would have been the one with duct tape on her mouth and the other two, and the mom and daughter wouldn't have. And then when they get him in the chair, then he adds more with the wraparound. If she would have just had a regular strip that whole time, Biel, and had to sit there like that, there's that whole exchange, that would have been awesome. That would have made this probably, in my opinion, at least a top 10 scene of all time, if that would have happened, if that's the addition that you would have had. Yeah, that would have been awesome to have that. That's, yes. That, yeah, wow. Imagine that. Imagine how much better the scene would be if that would have happened. I just thought of that. That's, yes. Man, they blew that one. They really messed that one up. No, I mean, it's a great scene. For an American film. Imagine this. Imagine if you were taken to see this movie in 1997 by your parents because they wanted to see a Peter Fonda drama, and the movie's moving kind of slow. Would you have expected this to happen in this movie? I wouldn't have. I never watched the trailer. I don't think this is in the trailer at all. This would have been the surprise of a lifetime, especially if Seventh Heaven had already dropped. 97 is when it started. I don't know if Seventh Heaven episodes were already coming out when this came out, but imagine if you had started watching this and then this happened. That's I found out about this, I think, way later when I was in high school, that this movie even existed. But yeah, that would have been something. You would not have seen this coming at all. And you can't tell me the director, producer, whoever wrote this does not have a white sock fetish. I mean, this one is way over the top, like way over. They had different outfits on earlier. I mean, I guess you could say that was done because of the taping, because having the socks like that at that height allows the tape to go over them and not on the body. It is kind of protective in that way. Maybe that's why it was done, but I don't know. They had other outfits on earlier in the movie. I think this was intentionally set up. I'm not complaining. That's kind of the main things to observe, I would say. Not enough close-ups for sure. They could have done better. Like I said, not even one good, solid Biel close-up of her face other than when she's lying on the floor. They could have done better with that. I've always kind of considered it to be Vanessa Zima's scene because she has the better screen presence in this. I know a lot of people, they love Jessica Biel, so this is like mind-blowing for them. Young Biel.
But
Vanessa Zima was just cute as a button as little Penny Jackson. And you can't really help but feel bad for her in these scenes. I mean, she's such an innocent little girl that's just caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I mean, really, a small strip of tape would have been a perfect gag for this little girl. The wraparound looks like a big muzzle on her, and considering what the character is, it's probably not really necessary. They did go a little easy on her wrists, though. If you take a look at this right here, you can see she's not double wrapped the way the mom and Biel are. At least on her right wrist, it's only single wrapped. So I guess there's that. But anyway you slice it, she's one of the most adorable little damsels you'll ever see. Nothing against Biel, obviously, but this scene just wasn't hers. And as far as Christine Dunford goes,
I don't know.
she kind of got the short end of the stick. I mean, even look at this publicity still. This was taken. I've seen a couple different versions of this. Look at this one. And by different versions, I mean different colors. Yeah, they're like different coloring, different lighting. It's still the same photo. Even in this photo, Biel escaped the gag. I mean, that looks like the part where Peter Fonda's talking to the mom, kind of. But she didn't even get gagged in this photo. That she's just sitting there. Okay, so I've got quite a little treat here for you. This was provided by J10. This is the original script to Yuli's Gold. Now, the first thing I find interesting is that the famous line, "You got any duct tape, Mr. Jackson?" That line is not in the original script. However, there is a threat that says, "I don't have to tell you what happens if the money's not there." So they swap some lines out there, transition that into the actual bondage scene, and what you find is that, first of all, duct tape is never specified. It just says their mouths are taped, but it also says that all three girls' wrists are tied on screen. Now, in the actual movie, only Helen's are tape tied on screen. Now, it says tied, it doesn't say tape tied, but it could be the same thing. But then you go to the next page, and you see Yuli is walking around checking the knots. So actually, they were supposed to be roped. So I guess that would explain why the "you got any duct tape" line wasn't there, because it would have had to have been, "You got any duct tape and ropes, Mr. Jackson?" I guess. So that's a little interesting, that the actual bondage was supposed to be quite a bit different than what it turned out to be, and there were no on-screen gaggings in the original script. Obviously, Biel got the multiple wraparounds. None of that was there, so you have to assume they were all just given a strip in the original script. Now, the ending, when Connie, the neighbor, shows up, this is even more interesting. In the original script, it's Helen's chair that's tipped over, not Casey's. And Casey has made it halfway to the door, so she's been hopping around in her chair. She was more successful than Helen, and so she would have been to the door almost. So what would have happened was there would have been actual close-ups of Biel in this situation, with probably just a simple strip gag. So that's quite a bit different. The actual scene turned out much different, and they made it much different than the original script. Honestly, I think I might have liked to have seen the original script play out over this. Truthfully, that's just I guess my personal preference. The taping of the wrist is very solid, especially Biel's. That's a really nice job, and that's virtually impossible to get out of the way that's set up like that. When they're double wrapped with tape like that, it's pretty much impossible. So it's really solid looking. I added in some oomphing. That's actually Harley from Complete Exhaustion, right when they start the taping on her. Other than that, there's no oomphing whatsoever in this. There's kind of some moaning a little bit. Now you could say, well, the wraparound's so tight, that's kind of the point. Obviously you could make more noise than that, but that was kind of interesting. There's several American movies where there's no sound when there probably should be some. But yeah, it's a top-notch scene. This is a favorite of many people for sure. Worth the recap. It was a lot of fun to do, easy to do. Yeah. So I don't know what else to say about this, other than don't talk about how they're kids. Yes, we know, you may not even know this, Biel's only 15 in this. Looks older, but yeah. And a lot of people will say, oh, don't show the youngest daughter, she's too young, she's 11, and they seem to not even know Biel's 15. I mean, a kid's a kid, and this is a movie, so get over it. We've shown plenty of young damsels here in the past, and we'll show plenty moving forward. So let's not pretend that, you know, that somehow you can't show a kid in this. I mean, these people signed on to do the movie. They know what they were doing. You know, get over it. Don't act like that. Nobody likes that person. But yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna leave the Jackson household now. I'm here at the scene of the crime, obviously, the crime scene, I guess you could say. But I'm gonna leave now, and I'm gonna send you guys to the custom highlight reel, and I will see you guys in the next one. No, wait, sorry, I gotta hit the light switch.
You got any duct tape, Mr. Jackson?
You bet. I'm sorry about this, Helen. I'm sorry about a whole lot of things.
Helen?
Yeah, she's a sweet piece of ass. Even if she is a mother.
Shut up, Ferris.
You know how to get to fan gauge, Mr. Jackson? You bet.